Good day to you all. This is Dhammadasa speaking. I speak to you now to announce what is to come. Bear with me. The world has become an interconnected place. Knowledge and experiences spread through the consciousness of the grand whole very readily with the various technological powers we have and with the interconnection that is growing between us. We all have the capacity to say yes to that which is blessed and improves our lives. I encourage everyone to say yes to every blessing that leads to good without harm. To have that intention to enact good upon the world. If we are to do anything of any worth, we must follow the way of truth, the way of the spiritual and good life. I'll speak what comes when it's ready, but it is important that we raise ourselves up to the status of divinity. This life, they say, even the most scientific minds among us, is but a hologram, it is a dream, it is an illusion. We are impersonal processes, built to give the illusion of there being a person within us. But so the Buddha says, there is no such thing. We are illusory, and all of this is a dream, and the spirit is far higher than the material and unbound by it. Your intentions and your karma. You can offer the world a plan or an intent, as I have. I wish to live till the age of 108 in service of the true Buddha Dharma. In no more than 3 years, I will ordain as a Buddhist monk in the Theravada tradition in the lineage of Ajahn Chah at the temple of the Buddha's Dharma. I'll do all I can to serve the people, serve all living beings, and to raise the consciousness of us all to that of the highest divinities. I'll do everything I can to make the way easy and clear for those who wish to pass out from existence into the state of nirvana, complete cessation, true peace higher than any realm of heaven. If you can present the world with a will or an intention, just an intention for goodness, with perhaps clear steps to achieving such, and you do it for the sake of service, and you do it in the knowledge that everything that you could do is unsatisfactory. However long you live, it will give you pain. So give yourself to service. Raise yourself to the status of the divine. Become an officer of law, of justice, in your own right. Be inert and non-reactive, yet responsive. There are manifold blessings manifesting as we speak like never has before. Some call it the Red Road blessing is coming into being, and we are attracting it to us. We have to believe, and we have to be open, and we have to have faith. We have to have intention. We have to have the knowledge that our intentions are divine, that every word has the power to create new universes. To make them good words. I don't really know what to say, but I encourage alchemy of medication. In my own regime, I am experimenting with methylene blue, which is a powerfully harmonious and alchemical substance which does many wonderful things in the body. It also makes you happier, more relaxed, and more energetic. I greatly recommend methylene blue to anyone who is willing to embrace greater blessing and happiness in their life, and sharpens you up to greater wisdom. I advise mixing it with monatomic metals and colloidal metals. That is a very material thing, and all of this is like a poetry with the world, like a text-based game. It presents you with a scene, and then you respond to it as you see fit. But it's a fiction. This whole world and what we are, and the world we live in, is a fiction. And we can poetically write it in synchronicity and with divine guidance. We can write it for good things. May all the blessings manifest, all the ones of goodness. May they not be in disguise. And may each of us raise ourselves to a state of divinity. This is important, and in doing so, you are given the power to forgive yourself of past mistakes, perhaps, past unskillful means. You may go anywhere in the cosmology upon your death, but I encourage arahanthood. The Buddha has taught, and he has taught for the sake of arahanthood. Those who are set on being a bodhisattva, I suggest, it's a long road and you need some delusion for it, so that's a commitment to stay deluded till a dark age, and then to come to find the true path and teach, or be a Pacceka Buddha and not teach. But Buddhas are valuable and extremely noble, the pinnacle, one would say. But the Buddha taught to be an arahant, and that is his path. He entered Nibbana and is no longer around. Though he may have seen all of this in his own lifetime, his visions were not bound by time. Anyway, getting sidetracked with various things. But I implore you, get clear, become discerning as to what is the right path, the middle way, in any given scenario, and always choose the best action when you're able. Be aware of your karma and be aware of your intention. Living for yourself is meaningless and empty, and you will die and you will have to leave everything behind. The more you live for yourself, the worse your future karma will be. Revere and respect those who deserve reverence and respect. Follow the path of truth. There's very little more I can say, but we, as conscious workers of the words that make up this world, those that allow the divine to flow through us, we must open ourselves to the intention that we can manifest blessing and wide, broad-scale awakening never before seen on this earth. It is very possible, and the way we are connected now, any kind of movement, given enough power and belief and intention, could take off entirely. There are so many things in so many directions that the potentiality allows. There is some sense of fate. But we as a whole must be open to things, and we must invite blessing and take power away from curses. We have our own individuality, our own sovereignty, our own capacity to be unfazed and unaffected by the influences around us, but we also have the capacity to unify and become greatly influenced by the blessings we choose to unite ourselves with. You may choose any position of power in the cosmology you wish. I myself have taken the seat of and been granted a position at the table of the highest divinities. I am advisor to the cosmology. We all do our own thing, but my word is law, and I am arbiter of blessing. I share it with all I can. We are all uncrowned kings of this earth. We all have great power of the whole. We are one with it. We have great power to share the consciousness that we have individually with those around us. I have been named the Lord of Harmony, the Lord of Harmonious Balance. Yes, it's a new title. I'm getting used to it. But through tools like AI, we have the capacity to pretty much write our intention into the fabric of reality and allow it to affect. AI is an intersection of mysticism and technology. It is a tool of creation. Speaking to anyone, to the world at large, even when you're alone, is an equal way of writing the world. So is thought. Very good story, my friends. I think that about does it. Have a good one. Manifest blessing. Become the divine. You are nothing. You're but illusion. Take care and be happy. Overcome your addictions. You need nothing. The world may seem in a chaotic state many times, but there is a harmony that is trying to manifest through great pressures, a balance that we must strike and we must maintain. Maintain a will of harmlessness, and in the face of conflict, remain inert and non-reactive. Keep a high mind. Do not become intoxicated or allow your judgments to be negatively affected by the things that you put through your body and mind. There is the philosophy of ultimate responsibility, stating that if something happens, then it happened by your allowance, else you would have done something to stop it. This is false in a way. You have no control. You're born of causes and conditions from very long ago. A selfless process. And in seeing this, there is great capacity and power to be unbound by the circumstances that you feel defined by. Invite blessings into your life. Buy the holy objects, buy the stones, smell the flowers, all the rest. Buy the oils. Whatever money you spend it on something that invites divinity into your life or helps others. Try and I talk for 28 minutes. I'm rather fond of that number. I want to see what comes out. Thank you for bearing with me, my friends. I love you all, and I encourage and invite you to dwell in a heart of loving kindness, equanimity, compassion, and sympathetic joy. These are the divine abodes, where the highest gods live and spend their days. Every material thing in this realm can be blessed and raised to a divine state. It can be very healthful and salubrious regardless of its constituency. Don't take too much poison. Try and have clean water and clean food. Take good medicines that lead to a heightened state of consciousness. Do not become addicted to the substances you take in. Mix blessed energies with one another and invite their blessings to work harmoniously with one another, as one. You want to see an example of that sort of work? We have a bit of time before 28 minutes is up. I'm appreciative and thankful to those who are willing to listen to the whole of this. Now, alright, I'll show you this. This is Jan. I am training it to be tolerant of methylene blue and various other antiseptic substances that are of great value for the alchemy within that brew. Methylene blue itself is a highly alchemical substance that complexes with metals and various other things to form generally quite beneficial variations of the compounds, especially with metals, colloidals and monatomics. I also advise the use of ketamine for those who can handle it in regular amounts for perhaps 2 weeks or so, along with regular intake of large quantities of monatomic gold. I invite you all to join in rose gold harmony and become one with the qualia and quality of rose gold. It is a rather noble thing, very compassionate, very attractive. Copper and gold. Anyway, I'm an alchemist. These are material things, and the spirit is beyond material, but the material is anchor for the spiritual. Grounds it, allows flow and circuitry. There's all sorts of medicines in this brew, and slowly I will increase the methylene blue content and market it to the world at a cheap price. That methylene blue users can have good gut bacteria. Methylene blue is not good for the gut bacteria typically, but we shall breed a very mixed probiotic methylene blue and colloidal silver resistant, and platinum too, resistant substance. And I invite everyone to add their additions to it and make it a very connected drink. I call it Soma, the clarifying variety, not the kind that gets even the gods drunk. Kind that gets even the humans to the state of gods. That is an intention. May every bottle alter itself to be appropriate to the drinker. There are all sorts of things you can do. Hydrate and water and such. Here's a bottle. Every substance you take in, if you elevate it to the status of divine with your reverence and your care and attention and appeal to its divine aspect and facet, it becomes holy sacrament. Everything is ritual and prayer. Everything is poetry. Give yourself to goodness. Invite blessing. You'll be protected in your endeavors for that which is good. If you can provide blessing to the world and provide no harm in doing so, who can argue? If you have a noble enough intent, that is a way of tear, you know? Justice. If you have a just cause, usually the world will allow it to manifest. It may be challenged, but ultimately, may the just win. May the just be noble, be true. Even if you're a cigarette smoker, eh? Poisons can be hormetic. Alright, we'll go on a bit, but alchemy, eh? Tobacco smoke can facilitate apoptosis and the beneficial restructuring of the body. It is a divine sacrament, as are other things such as marijuana, cannabis, tulsi. I also like to smoke shavings of Palo Santo on top of my cones. There are many things you can do to refine your body to a higher state, but there are many more things you can do to refine your mind to such. The body will follow. What do you say? What am I trying to say? Your birthright is nobility and divinity. Take your seat at the table. I grant all you who watch this far the unfettered power of co-authorship. We are the real polys in the world. We're the real ones who create and write and intend with power. It is us who can manifest the divine upon earth. We are ripe for it. If you have to use hard action, intend it to be good. Intend that your hard actions have no lasting harm. If you have to, incapacitate rather than outright kill, particularly. If you can incapacitate without permanent damage, even better. Sometimes there is call for hard action in such a strange and complex world filled with delusion, greed, and hatred. This is a war. The war is over. Now we manifest the peacetime. We choose to do that now. Yeah. There are wars and things going on, but facade. We can manifest the peacetime right now. We can say no to what is wrong. We can bless and give power to what is right. And we can walk the middle way. If we do it correctly, our suffering will end. Be kind to the small creatures as to the large. I have a little spider friend who likes to sit on me now and again, in my bed. We have an understanding. He has yet to bite me. And I suppose his poison would probably give me a spiritual experience, but he's restrained. All these little things we do are like reflections of the whole, almost. In everything you do, try to manifest the world you wish to see. And try to align what you wish to see with what is most good. Want what is most good for yourself and the rest of the world. Refine your understanding of what that is, constantly. Right up until the point where there is nothing left of you. You are but illusion, and may you see it for yourself. I got a few tats and things. There's a Rune of Daylight. We'll get Tier's arrow on my just below it soon. Perhaps what is it? Ingwar's? The square sort of circle one above that one, perhaps. Anyway, just talking about random shit now. I question with my yin. I love with my yang. I have a little moon even on my foot. Do the things you enjoy. I mean, would have said don't drink alcohol, but short of that, and even I do that sometimes, but it's not good. But, other drugs are quite fine. If you can handle them, of course. Maybe take some antipsychotics even. But I totally recommend methylene blue. It's a very harmonic substance, and it's exerting its energies upon the world for the last 100 years, but it is intensifying now. We are taking to the first pharmaceutical ever created with great gusto. Those called in spirit to a nobility are generally called to methylene blue at this point. So I call you all to it. Do not take it with cocaine. Do not take it with SSRIs. Be careful taking it with antipsychotics. Yeah. It's a good drug to get off your other drugs. It's quite a potent antidepressant. It really does refine you quite highly. Anyway, nearing time to end. I wish you all well and all the blessings of the highest, and may you be worthy of them. May you have forgiveness for yourself too, and may you go on to great and wondrous things, whatever it is you wish to do. I envision a grand and worldwide awakening, affecting all but the most forlornly far gone. So I will not be able to do it, but everyone has the capacity for the divine within them. They just have to raise themselves up to it and let go of their delusions, which are ultimately harming them, but are familiar. Our addictions. Release what is not serving you well, or raise it to the divine. But stop engaging in the toxic. Even if it gives you strength, it still ultimately weakens you in a way. Sort of. It can give you great strength up until the point it fucks you up entirely, but yeah. Take in medicines, even in excessive amounts. Push your body a little. Grow in capacity and strength. But ultimately, follow the Buddha Dharma. Be happy. Be blessed. I love you all. Thank you.